I'm ready to rock.
You're right. Okay. It's hard to live up to that. I'm ready to rock.
You got a lot of hype.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. Dad's ready to roll.
I'm ready to rock.
Rock
and roll.
I screwed that up, didn't I?
No, it's all good.
Okay.
I had some Takis on the way in because I was starving, and
Takis. The hot things.
Oh, I love them.
I've never had one.
They're so good, but you can't eat too many of them, or you'll get a
burn.
hot belly.
I've never, ever had that. So, anyway, I'm a Funyuns man, or I was a Funyuns man.
I haven't had a Funyun since 1991, but they were good back in the day.
I can't handle it. It's one of those items I can't eat anymore because I'm old.
No.
It's a real thing, people. I just want you to know. When you reach a certain age, those childhood delicacies, you can't eat them anymore, like Totino's pizzas. You can't. They just don't. Your stomach can't handle.
I had a pizza roll not too long ago, and I was like, we ate these all the time, and they're very average.
I love Totino's pizza. I still eat them today, but my system can't handle them.
You mean just the little round pizzas?
No, the little square pizzas.
Oh,
Totino's pizza.
Yeah.
You know, the closest thing to school pizza. Yeah, school pizza.
The only place in the world where that pizza is perfect. One time, before we get into this, I'll make this short. One time, when I was in college, I was a sophomore, and a Cisco bus wrecked on the highway. And so it had a lot of stuff like sitting off out in the road, like this is a big truck.
Totally written
and
off
one of
at
those
this point.
things, yes, was a sealed up thing of high school pizza, like basically a case,
really?
like a case, like a little mini box of it.
Were they pre-made, the pizzas?
Oh well, they're just like frozen pizza, yeah, and so they look like in squares, and they just cut them.
You hit the mother load, dude.
So we, at the wreck, pulled over and we were like, can we have these? And they were like, yeah, I don't care. And we grabbed a case of them, and we had like 250 of these high school pizzas, and we took them back and cooked them.
That's living large.
Living large.
I mean, that's I'm sorry, when you tell me that story, Bruce Springsteen, Glory Days, comes to mind.
We were crushing natural lights.
And man. Oh, anyway, that's a great story.
It was pretty fun.
That's very nostalgic. This week, Ted and I took on the beautiful game. This was Netflix, 2 hours, 4 minutes. Didn't seem that long.
It did not. It really seemed short.
It did.
It moved well.
It flowed beautifully, or as Dumb and Dumber would say, it flowed like wine.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that the line?
Mm-hmm, something like that.
Where the wine flows like beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want me to pronounce these names today, because it's going to be a wrench.
It's Bill, Micheal, Valera.
Valeria Galino.
I did the put her name in pronunciation in Google, and I sat there and listened to the pronunciation of her name. I like her. She's been in a lot of stuff.
She's in Hot Shots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's been in everything. She was like the hot
Italian girl
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Well, more recently she was in the morning show, Apple TV's morning show. Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon. She plays a character. Her character comes to the emotional rescue of Steve Carell's character, who is. Have you seen The Newsroom?
I haven't watched it.
Or the morning show. I'm sorry, the morning show. Yeah, it's kind of it's one of those disclaimers. Any similarities to any story out there is just coincidence. But it's kind of based off of the scandal at NBC with Matt Lauer and
that could be cool.
The sexual harassment of employees there. Anyway, she was the emotional rescuer of Steve Carell, who was playing one could assume Matt Lauer character. Anyway, she's awesome in it, but you notice I'm not putting any last names to these people.
Yeah.
Because they all have really kind of normal first names. Christina, Kit,
Ooh, I forgot how much stuff that Valeria Golino's
Callum.
been in.
Oh, she's been in a lot.
Yeah, she was in Big Top Pee-wee, but she was also so young.
Yeah.
Like, she's not even 60. And I mean, like,
Yeah, she's 53 right now, I think.
58.
58.
But still.
Beautiful woman. Anyway, so before we get into this, I have to vent here. I'm getting so sick and tired of State Farm commercials. And they got Arnold playing in the state. Have you seen that?
Oh, I've seen that one, yeah.
Neighbor.
Yeah.
No, Arnold, it's neighbor. And he's real patient with the director in this commercial. Let's be honest. There is no way in real life that Arnold Schwarzenegger would be that patient with the director correcting him on how to say neighbor.
If you think anybody...
Have you seen the commercial?
I have.
Oh, okay.
If you think anybody has given direction to Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger since 1980s, if you think any single director has given them direction, they haven't. Let me go ahead and tell you something. Out there, people listening to the pod, if you think, unless you're one of 10 directors, maybe 20, you're not giving direction to an A-list person. Christopher Nolan's giving direction. Steven Spielberg's giving direction if he feels like it. To whoever it is.
Martin
Scorsese's giving direction if he feels like it needs it. But like, most people making a movie are not giving direction to these huge stars.
Right.
Because most of the time they're like, hey, we're going to give you $5 million to come be in this independent movie. And not anymore, but let's say Ryan Gosling 10 years ago was like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll come do it. I don't think there's a lot of direction. I think they're like, do your thing. And he's like, all right, cool.
I agree with you because I've been on sets with some really big names. Right?
Just say it. He wasn't taking a single direction. I know he wasn't.
And I'm not naming names here. But there was a moment on the set with the director and the star, the big name, and when it was all said and done and everything calmed down, this is what I love about movie sets, and this is what I miss about movie sets, is the fact that when you have a very public display, in the sense of in front of the crew, the people, the actors and the directors or the producers, whoever's involved in the public display, need to know that once it goes away, the crew is talking about that moment.
Oh, everyone is talking about that moment. I've told on this podcast my DB Sweeney story.
Yeah.
About that director that was like,
right,
say it like this. And he's like, bet I'm not going to. And he's like, it was the funniest, most shocking thing ever because the director just lost it and was like, I'll go get the head of the best one. He goes, do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, people, most of the time, the star has the power.
Yeah.
They can be nice. My job on set is just to show up and support you and say it how, if you want me to give it a different. I remember when I was doing Women of the Movement, Timothy Hutton was like, hey, I need you to just say that as fast as possible. And I go, this little exchange I had, which was all lawyer jargon. Could barely remember. And I go, Tim, I want to help you however you need me to. I can barely remember it. That's why I'm like, now, Your Honor, I do think that, he's like, I know, but see, I'm doing that, so I need you to be like, ba, 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 ba. And I go, great. And I go, cool.
No, Timothy, we're going to have it out right here, right now.
I was like, if that's what you want.
You're copying me.
I go, if that's what you want, man, that's what you got. All right, I'll just spit it out as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And I did.
So anyway, on this thing, they had the star, the director kind of had words, and when it all settled and the crew was talking amongst themselves, as it was, one of the crew members simply put it, "Oh, he's an edit director." That's pretty much it.
Yes. That's all he's doing.
He said,
Did we get the shot?
Yeah,
Basically, a TV. So people know the difference. TV directors don't have any real say so in the character. They're just making sure they make the day.
Yeah. So
It's like study hall.
Yeah. And then, there was this the time when Christian Bale, he had it out with a crew member because he was doing it. It made it on YouTube.
He was right.
Oh, I know, but it was so funny.
Can you imagine?
Hysterical.
It was hysterical, but it was like a 3-minute walking shot. Do you remember? I saw the movie. I remember. You can tell the shot it is. And the friggin' who was it? Was it the sound guy?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't the sound guy. It was somebody.
I
it was like art. But he walked across. There's nothing more frustrating as an actor. I don't know how it happened on that big of a movie, but when you're delivering something and you're saying something and out of your periphery, you see like the DP or the grip or someone just lean over to the director and be like that.
Yeah.
That's me moving my lips, and it's just like I was doing an independent movie and I let it slide twice and then I turn around and I go, hey, just call cut. Just call cut if we need to move something because I don't need to do the scene for 3 minutes. That's where Christian Bale's head was at. He was like in the zone.
Yeah.
He was doing it. And this dude halfway through the scene walked across and got in the background. I would lose it too.
I love that. That was so awesome.
But everybody forever was like, he's such an asshole. And it's like, no, he's not. That other guy was in the wrong. He even said it when he was young. He's like, you're a nice guy, but... And he just started yelling. And
the accent came out.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I was like, that's Christian Bale? Oh, anyway. All right. So this week we watched The Beautiful Game, Netflix, 2 hours, 4 minutes. As we said, it moved quick. Go ahead. Just run down the list of the characters here.
Bill Nighy plays Micheal, who is the coach. Micheal Ward plays Vinny, who is the ringer soccer player. There's just a bunch of random other characters. Kit Young plays Cal. Callum Scott Howells plays Nathan, who, oh, God.
Stole the show.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I could smell him acting. Me, ha, ha. He just got out of theater school. I'd bet you $100. I bet you $100 he's not a year out of theater school. Pull it up.
I'll take that bet. Producer, pull that up on Cal. We want to see what Cal is. We're so close now. It's Cal for me. So, anyway. Oh, boom.
Callum Scott Howell's a Welsh actor.
Oh.
Okay, hit that right there, that Wikipedia. Oh, he's less than 3 years out. He is.
Yeah.
Hit that Wikipedia. I bet he the Welsh School of Drama. I bet you money. How many is debuting a regional production of Oliver? Told you.
Breakthrough. Yeah, but he's had a series.
Audition for Sing. I'm just sorry. I could smell him acting. Sorry.
Okay. All right. We can disagree.
That's fine. We don't.
I liked him.
He was my least favorite part of this movie. Everybody else I liked. I couldn't stand what he was doing. I just was like, well, when you did heroin, did it make you like stop aging in your mind? Like, are you a permanent 13-year-old? That's what it felt like.
I'm not a heroin user.
I'm not either. Neither was he.
So
I did. The only other thing I would say.
Yeah, but they worked with it. But here, real quick, in a nutshell, what this is, and this is based off not necessarily a true story, but a true life event. Mm-hmm. And when this movie was made, there were currently 70 countries participating in this program. And what it is that countries around the world assemble a soccer team, as we call it here in the States, where everybody else calls it a football team. Mm-hmm. And it's like indoor soccer. It's a reduced number of players. I think it was four on four. Oh, plus the goalie, 5 on 5. Right. And it's an abbreviated field. It's turf, at least in this movie it is. I'm sure it's different elsewhere. But the qualifications to be on this team, and there's only one qualification to be on this team. You have to be homeless. And what they do is they have a homeless World Cup. And these teams from all over the world, all these different countries come together for a period of time, and they play each other, and they win the homeless World Cup. I thought I'd never heard of that.
I hadn't either, but I thought
it was an amazing
I
idea.
Googled it. It's very cool.
Yes.
It's a cool thing. The bottom line is this is a pretty cool movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this movie. I texted you that.
Right.
I really enjoyed it.
And his text had no sway on mine because I'd already watched it. My opinion.
All the actors are sorry, they're all great.
Yeah, I love Bill Nighy.
He's great.
It made me happy to see him in this.
Yeah,
you right. You ready for this though? Did a little research on this. Colin Farrell was first signed to do this movie.
As that part?
And I'm just taking it was Micheal Ward's part. The
I
player.
don't think so because Colin Farrell is 46 years old. You think so?
I don't know. It doesn't specify.
I mean, he produced it though, Colin Farrell. You know who else I loved in this to go over it? The coach for South Africa.
Yeah, I'm listening.
She was awesome.
Oh yeah. Everything was great. Great. It was really good. It was really good movie. So anyway, let's just get real quick back to the story. This is about an English soccer team that's participating in this homeless World Cup soccer match, and they're going to Rome, which is the host city of the homeless World Cup. And Mal's Bill Nighy, his character Mal, he's the coach of the team, but before he was the coach, because he's older in this movie, he was a professional football, aka soccer, scout. And he scouted Vinny, who's played by Micheal Ward, Micheal Ward's character Vinny, who ended up going pro. He went to West Ham, and then he got cut by the team, and his life fell apart. He was married, he had a daughter, and he ends up on the street, homeless, living in his car, actually.
The only thing about that, though, the only thing that threw me, which it's whatever, movie magic, if he was good enough to play in the world, play for whatever, the Champions League or whatever.
West Ham, yeah.
West Ham. They're in like the Champions League or they're in the...
Well, at that time,
the
I
British
don't know,
League,
but yeah,
whatever.
Right.
He's definitely good enough to come over and play American MLS soccer or multiple other countries. So that
I'm not going to touch that.
That's the only
I'm not
reach.
going to touch that comment.
It's true.
Well, again, I'm not touching that.
I mean, you're talking about the Premier League. That's what it is. It's called the Premier League for a reason.
Well, I don't know if West Ham was in the Premier League or if it was in the Champions. English soccer is really, it's like this big pyramid. Mm-hmm. And at the top of this pyramid is the Premier League. And I forget how many teams are in it. And thanks to Ryan Reynolds and
Wrexham.
and Wexham. Yeah. And Rob McElhaney. I've learned this structure.
And they're a tier 2.
And that right now, yes.
So that's my point. He would have just dropped to tier 2. Some team down there would have picked him up.
Well, they don't, not necessarily.
Okay.
Right? I mean, nobody picked up Jay Cutler after Chicago.
That's because Jay Cutler's an asshole.
He went to Miami for a year on a quick pickup. I remember that.
Yeah, he got picked up 6 games in. He's like, I'm gonna throw the ball.
I think Jay Cutler, he's got tremendous stats. I think Jay Cutler's problem was that he just didn't come across as a leader on the field. You know, when things went south, he showed no emotion. He would just get off the field, go sit on the bench, grab a tablet, or look at a notebook, whatever. And that was it. There was no emotion. But you have people like Roethlisberger and Peyton and all those guys. When they come off the field, not only are they grabbing that stuff, but they're talking to the players. Like, okay, you see him over there. Yeah. Jay, on the other hand, he just, it's like, I'm here. I'm making money.
I don't think he cared.
I don't think he did either. I don't either.
So
Michael Ward,
Bill
Nighy's character, Mal, in this movie. He scouted Vinny and sent him to Wexham, or at least he was picked up from Wexham off
West Ham,
off his scouting report, right? And but Vinny didn't know that. And so when they stumble upon each other at a park where the homeless team is practicing or about to practice, Mal reaches out to him and was like, hey, you want to play? And he's like, and it's a little convoluted story there about denial of being homeless. I've got a car, I got a job, and he does. He does, but he doesn't have a home.
But don't tell the rest of the story. Don't give it away.
I'm not. So
There's
anyway,
a lot of twists.
Yeah, I mean, it's so he ultimately, obviously, and that's not a spoiler because he ends up playing for the homeless team, right? So, but they go to Rome and they play all these other teams.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be associated with them. He thinks he's better than them. He's not really homeless. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. This is a finding yourself journey that he's going through, that everybody on that team is really going through, and that's a big part of this program. By taking these homeless people, bringing them together, and they have a moment of self-discovery, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they all kind of had that moment. Even Nathan did. Even Nathan, our friend Cal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had a moment of self-discovery. So anyway, and that's what the movie is about. I'm not going to tell you who wins, who loses the soccer games, so there you go. That's the movie. Now, let's talk actors. We already disagree on Cal.
That's it. Everybody else was good.
Yeah. Okay.
I just thought his performance was... I'm telling you, I'm not going to do it while we're on the podcast, but I'm going to look up and find out when he graduated from theater school, and I'm telling you that it was in the last...
3 years.
I can tell you 3 years.
Yeah. I mean he's 24 years old. So,
and I also, again, I want to go back to what...
Matter of fact, he's got a birthday coming up here, April 29th.
You're telling me that kid right there looks 23 years old, 24?
So...
he didn't in the movie. They must have done some good makeup. I thought he was like 34.
And that was one of the things I struggled with this movie, is trying to understand Vinny and the fact that he wasn't picked up by another team. How old is he? Because he really didn't come across as being a bad soccer player.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand why. Now, the as I understand it, the actual character of Vinny is fictitious. There's no real Vinny, but the movie's based on the league, and they created the story about this English team,
right,
going through. So the story's, the moment's real, but the story's contrived.
Yes.
So,
graduated in 2020 from the Welsh College of Drama and is a singer, songwriter, reality show contestant.
Cal, I think you're. You know what? Now that you say that, I did look that up, and you're absolutely right. I was going, my God, he won was on one of the British Got Talent guy show.
Awesome.
So he should have sang in here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, the actors, they all did great. I love the Oya, the Japanese girl.
Yeah, she was great.
She stole my heart.
Did she?
She did. On so many levels. One, she's cute, but the way she delivered her lines, and I don't want to be a spoiler because it's just such a poignant scene in the movie. She and her team are going back to the hostel where they're staying after suffering a defeat, and the team put the whole thing into perspective. Yeah,
and
she didn't, but it goes to that Japanese culture too of honor. Mm-hmm. And so it was. I love that moment. But anyway,
I also loved Robin Nazari
Yeah.
Aldar,
Yeah.
he was great.
Yeah.
Everybody was pretty great.
He comes across. I was wondering if he might have been autistic.
Yes, he did come
He
across
had a
as
little Rain
Asperger
Man.
or as autistic.
Yeah.
Like it's more. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Like that's the way his brain works. Okay,
Yeah.
that was interesting.
So, and I think that his teammates kind of felt that too, because
Yeah.
one, they bring up that question of why, and he goes, I need to occupy my mind with all this stuff to keep it busy, and then there was the moment when he offered up his services, his professional services, and there was a little reluctancy at first, Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
So
great.
it was a team building moment, So yeah, do we want to jump into scores? We might as well jump into some scores.
I'm going to
here.
do it as a sports movie and then an overall movie.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's good. Let me think about that for a second because I just went overall on this.
I can't remember what score I gave the
53,
the soccer movie.
57.
What was the other soccer movie we just watched?
The other soccer movie.
The Taika Waititi movie.
The what?
The Taika Waititi movie. The one about American Samoa versus Samoa soccer.
I'm drawing a blank. Did we really watch something?
I swear we
wasn't
reviewed it.
off-
I watched
off-
it for sure. Maybe I just watched it on a plane.
Yeah, maybe.
This is I did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a similar movie to that.
Yeah.
I think I like this one a smidge better, and I think I want to give this like as a sports movie like an 85, and as a movie like an 81, 80.
Okay.
That's a very low B, as low a B as you can get.
As a sports movie, I would give this, and then just I'm shooting from the hip on this because I haven't really thought about it. Now I thought about my actual score as an overall general movie, but as a sports movie, I think I would give this an 80
Okay.
because it tells a good story. It's it's inspiring, is what it is. Now as a general movie, I'm giving this a 75, 7.5.
Yeah.
But that sounds a lot worse than what it meant to me.
Yeah.
But I can't give it more than a 75 or 7.5. But it's the best 7.5 movie I've ever seen in my life.
To me, almost any movie about sports is a solid 80 because I like sports.
Yeah.
There's very rare that I watch a sports movie and I'm like, oh, this is not entertaining.
Yeah.
So if I were to say the pinnacle of sports movies is like Sandlot is like a 99. Rudy is like a 99. These are perfect. Hoosiers is a 99. So that's what I'm giving it like as a sports movie, an 85.
Yeah.
Because it is good.
And on that note, for the money, because I'm figuring this was produced in a foreign land.
In Italy.
So, it wasn't an American production company, an American.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking that Netflix probably put $5 million into this picture and said, here you go. And they did it. That's what they did it for. It's not a big budget picture. So, thinking that, this is a really, really good movie that amount.
If they made that movie for $5 million,
I think it was 5 to 8.
Off.
I think it was 5 to 8.
Then they did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I don't think this was any more than $5 to $8 million budget on this movie. Yeah, I googled, I looked, I searched. Can't find it. But I'm thinking this was a $5 to $8 million budget. There's nothing. The most expensive part about it was the building of the soccer ring. That was it. That was production standpoint, and I wouldn't have. I can't imagine it cost him more than $500,000 to put all of that together.
What do you think? Like a 1 week shoot in London or in somewhere in England, and then a 2 week shoot in Italy?
I think it took 30 days. I think it took 30 days.
Just because of so much soccer.
But I don't think it was a huge crew. I don't. You know, it wasn't. It was a running gunner.
But they did have to definitely go to 4 different countries.
I think Gummo, when we did Gummo, which is that Harmony Korean thing, I think the budget on it was $2 million, and that was with the padding. I think they were like, okay, let's try to get this around 1.8, and then we had $2 million, and so I'm thinking with inflation and all that, this movie was no more than $5 to $8 million. Which made me recall once again, I forget who the actor was who got up there or the person was that won the Oscar and said, you know, you need to put money into these lower budget films because they have a story to tell. And he was absolutely right, because this is one of them.
Yep.
This is one.
I agree. I enjoyed this.
So I'm going to recommend watching this, even though I'm just a 75. It goes quick. Watch it.
Watch it.
That's
it.
That's it.
We agree.
Yeah. Good movie. I would watch this again, Ted.
Oh, yeah, I'll watch it again.
I mean, so there I am. All right, anything else? Got any news to cover?
I don't think so.
I ranted about my Arnold. That's State Farm commercial. I want a third installment, and the third installment is Arnold beating the crap out of that director. I do. And he's going to turn to him and go, "Hey, neighbor, you've got insurance."
I didn't pay that close of attention to it, but I will this time. I saw it.
It's so, I mean, there's no way a director is talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger like that. Hey, Arnold, it's neighbor, not neighbor. That's what I said.
If the star is a nice enough person and they want to make the director feel like it's collaborative, I don't feel like my character would say it that way. Maybe I would say it more like this. Right. That's them being nice and collaborative instead of just going, no, I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
Yeah. I want a third installment, and this is where Arnold kicks the shit out of the director.
Okay.
How you like that, neighbor?
I'll be back.
No, and no, the punch would be when he says that after he's pummeled this guy, he says neighbor correctly. And the director was going, mumbles, "That was perfect."
That's funny. That's funny.
We should parody that. Okay. Anyway, somebody parody that. Arnold kicking the crap out of the director. State Farm commercial. All right. Hey, everybody, we appreciate you listening to Streaming Without a Paddle. Once again, check out the YouTube channel. We love the views. On that note, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.